First it was on, then it was off. Then it was on again, and then about 18 months back, someone spread a rumour that Lexus wasn't going to build the supercar we'd all seen testing at the Nürburgring. But they have, and here it is. All £340,000 of it sitting in the workshops at Lexus Milton Keynes. The LFA doesn't exist to make money. Even at 340,000 large, Lexus will take a bath on every one of the 500 it plans to make. It's an engineer's dream, this car. A carbon tub, carbon panels, a 4.8 litre V10 that revs to 9,500 RPM and produces 552 horsepower and 345 foot-pounds of torque. If that doesn't sound like much, remember this car is over 200 kilograms lighter than a 599.
With the ISF there are two things. There is the noise and then there is the noise. So allow me to please demonstrate the noise. Fifth, fourth, third. It is truly, truly outrageous. In fact, for the first few miles, to me, it just feels like a noise on wheels. But of course, there's a lot more to it than that. Don't get hung up on the price either. Let's forget the price for a minute, because you could argue that at a certain level of the marketplace, people don't even look at the price of cars. They just want something that's rare and special. This car is rare and it's very, very special. I don't want to get bogged down in, ooh, it's 6 times more than a GTR. That's simplistic. Yes, it is not 6 times the car that a GTR is. Of course it isn't. Nothing's 6 times the car that a GTR is. A Veyron certainly isn't 12 times the car that a GTR is. It's not possible to be that. The fit and finish and the sheer levels of fetishism that has been lavished on this interior, I think, know no equal. It's just stunning. The materials are stunning, the build is stunning, it feels so special. When we stop later on, I'll talk you through what goes on with the dash when you change from normal mode to sport mode. Everything wriggles around. There's so much going on, there's so much titillation. It's absolutely brilliant. The only thing that's been carried over is the sat-nav control. That works, well, as you'd expect in a Lexus. It's about as clever an amalgam of Lexus sensibleness and Lexus build and just supercar specialness as I could have imagined or hoped for. So these are some of the things that I love about the LFA. I love the seat, I love the driving position, of course I love the noise, bear with me. I got to give you the noise again. It's outrageous. I love these beautiful little indicator stalks that are so delicate. I love the way that the up function on the gear shift is a little lighter than the down function. I love the spaciousness, I love the visibility. I love the spars that rise up out of the boot lid for the rear spoiler. I love the slightly wacky ergonomics of the cabin. And yes, I do like the way it drives too. Of course, it does come unstuck a bit at the price point when you start to think about the performance, because it's got 552 horsepower, but for 340 grand, you'd expect something beginning with a 6 these days, wouldn't you? We've all become a bit spoiled, you see. Does it feel quick? It does feel very, very quick. It doesn't just accrue speed, it doesn't just surge in the mid-range like a GTR or something turbocharged. This is a normally aspirated V10, and you've got to rev the ghoulies off it, and then it goes. Above about 7.5, it just goes completely potty, makes loads of noise, and big, big numbers appear on this central speeder. But is it 599 quick? I'm afraid not, no. It always feels controllable and containable, this car, whereas the 599 always feels like it's about to do a wheelie. It's a handy size though. It's quite wide, but it's not very long. It's very agile. I find it very easy to place on the road. Hasn't got a vast amount of that steering feel stuff that us road testers love to guff on about. But, you know, I can just put it where I want to be on the road, and that's all that worries me. I did turn the traction control off for the benefit of the video camera and the stills camera, and I did completely pap myself because it's got a razor sharp throttle. It's got no flywheel effect at all. It's got literally instant response. It's incredible. The last V10, or the only V10 I've ever driven that feels like this, is the Carrera GT's engine. This is a much more specialised race car feel engine than either of the BMW or the Lamborghini or the Audi V10s. No, this feels much sharper. And in second gear on a slightly damp road with a loose surface, yeah, it felt quite grown up. And given there are only 3 of these things in existence, I didn't want to spank one of them.